Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel, The Big Black American Secret. And as always, I'm going to read the goal of this channel and then I'm going to get in on the topic, which is the movie American Skin by Nate Parker and Spike Lee. But the goal of this channel is to build an unstoppable army of knowledgeable black melanated people in America and around the world that understand we as melanated people have one enemy worldwide, and that enemy is the system of racism, white supremacy. Our mission through education is to replace this evil system with a system of freedom, justice, and equality, as laid out by Dr. Francis Cresswell. We will need your help in building this knowledgeable army. You can help by subscribing to this channel, by donating to this cause through Cash App or PayPal, and by sharing the videos you watch here and any knowledge that was shared. In doing so, together, you help fertilize the mentally enslaved, colonized minds of black melanated people worldwide, creating the perfect mental condition for our children to grow up in a better, more balanced world. Okay? And the title of this YouTube channel is the Big Black American Secret. And the secret is, you are the only true American. You are an Aboriginal American. You are an Amarucan. Okay, we maybe get into that toward the end of this video, but right now I want to talk about this Nate Parker and Spike Lee's movie American Skin. I don't want to ruin the movie for you, so please do watch it. Support these black folks. They got families they need to eat. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't want to deter you from that, so please support this film, but also have a duty to I don't know, point out some things. You understand? Because I look for teachable moments. If something presents itself and I can use that to maybe help open up an eye or two, then I'm gonna do that. You understand what I'm saying? So please forgive me if my talking about this film makes you feel a certain kind of way. Okay? Please forgive me. But anyway, I watched the video, of course, and also wanted to kind of get an idea of why the movie was made, because, you know, that's important. So Nate Parker, who wrote the movie, from what I can understand, got with Spike Lee and they made the movie. His goal was to force a conversation with racist white America. And I believe in this movie, that goal was achieved. Okay? Now, knowing what I know about the system of racism, white supremacy, that means abso-fucking-lutely nothing. It don't mean shit. You cannot have a conversation with a racist about them being racist, because one, they're gonna play dumb and act like they're not racist. You see what I'm saying? And by you believing that they think they're not racist, you giving them plausible deniability. Racist people know the fuck they racist. So having a conversation with them, trying to open their eyes up about something, don't amount to a hill of fucking beans. Now this movie hit that objective, but I'm not sure if Spike Lee or Nate Parker understand that it also hit another point and goal that's very helpful to white America. And the goal is the end. This movie reinforces what white America want black people to do in these situations, which has been cookie cutter from day one. It does not want protective black male masculine energy to stand up and be successful in defending his loved ones and family. I don't advocate violence, but I do advocate self-defense. We have a natural, God-given right law, and that's to defend ourselves and our family and our property. But they don't want us to know that we have that right of law. You understand what I'm saying? Now, again, this movie want to open up conversation about this, hit its point. But at the same time, it also reinforced putting fear into the black man about protecting himself. and I'm real sad about that. You know, I think maybe I need to start making some goddamn movies because apparently our filmmakers aren't fucking ready to do this. You understand what I'm saying? Now, maybe my ending of the movie, they might not have wanted to put the shit out. I don't fucking know and don't really fucking care. But the things that need to be shown to our people will be shown because movies are a way of programming people. You understand what I'm saying? What you see on the big screen, you tend to emulate. It reinforces things, good or bad. You see what I'm saying? And that's reality. Yeah. So, and here's the thing that we have not taken into account when it comes to cops killing unarmed black people, innocent unarmed black people. When a man take a life and is not punished, that man is likely to take another life, especially if that man did not value the life of the person they murdered. It's no different if your family dog bit you and tasted blood for the first time. There is a strong possibility that dog's going to start to have a taste for human blood, and you're really going to have to put that dog down. I mean, that's just the way shit works. No different than a rapist. If a man rapes a woman and gets away with it, there is a strong likelihood he will rape again. So we are enabling murderers by allowing this government to continue to not allow them to be punished. Now let me tell you people's one thing. If anybody wants to say in defense, and it's not defense, but here's what some mentally enslaved black people and white people say when we speak on this subject of cops killing unarmed, innocent black people. Well, what about black on black crime? That always comes up in these house niggas, in these house-minded Negroes. Well, let me put an end to that real fucking quick. Black on black crime is it happens. Just like it happens in Chinese neighborhoods. You have Chinese on Chinese crime, white on white crime, Mexican on Mexican crime. But our crime is more publicized. But that ain't even the case. I mean, that's not even what's important. What's important is it's not the murderous act that we so much are concerned about. No, it's about justice. It's about justice. When a black person kills another black person, they are either quickly arrested by the police, quickly convicted and charged, and they quickly go their ass to jail. Or if the cops don't get them, another person on the street get them out of revenge. So there is justice that takes place. We get no justice when cops kill innocent unarmed black people. So please, if you didn't understand that before today, you understand it now. So shut the fuck up if that's what's coming in your fucking stupid ass brain. I just had to get that out because I get so sick when black people say that stupid shit. Well, what about black on black crime? It's not the same. The problem here is justice. Cop killing an innocent unarmed person, no justice. A black person killing another black person, there is justice. So that argument is off the table. So now let's get back on focus to what the fuck I'm talking about. All right. Now, I'm sorry, that was a rant, and I'm gonna throw myself off a little bit. Give me a second, I'll get back on track. Now, I ain't a person who like to talk about the problem without solutions, because I'm very solution oriented. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about solutions. So I heard another person mention these things earlier, and I was like, yeah, these are some good solutions. We cannot depend on our government, our racist government, to solve this problem for us. We cannot, because they are racist. They the same as the police. They all a team. And we are behind enemy lines. Always have been. Okay? So some things that we can do, some practical things we can do, is push to have police officers to have insurance, individual insurance. If they kill somebody, then their insurance pays the bill, not taxpayers, because our taxpayer money is paying for these cops' fuck ups. So we in fact are paying for their fuck ups. There's no uncomfortableness for these people. And that insurance can be canceled if these people continue to fuck up. There's accountability there. So that's one episode. That can be, that's something we can shoot for. Now, these cops have pensions. If a cop killed a black person, their pension, they should be sued personally, and their pension, we should put a lien on their pension. You understand what I'm saying? That's something else that can be done. And each individual person and each person in your family should have a high limit insurance. So if a loved one is killed, that insurance company is going to go after that police department or that person or the department, either one. They're going to try to get their money back. The insurance company ain't going to sit idle. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a few things that can be done. You understand? Now, watching this movie was a little tough for me because right now I have two boys. They teenagers, I think 15 years old. And one part of the scene was hard because it was kind of like, the cop pulling the guy over, and the cop, get the man has got his hands, where he can see it. His son, he's trying to get the son to comply, and just thinking about me being in that position with one of my boys, what would I do in that situation? You understand what I'm saying? Now, I've talked to my boys, and I say, listen, boys, we behind enemy lines, and you are a soldier. So when you are behind the wheel of a car and a police officer approach you, that's one soldier approaching another soldier. You act accordingly. You understand? You do not give that soldier an opportunity to have some excuse to kill you. You make it through that incident. You come home to me. You mentally record his name and his badge number. Give that information to me and I'll deal with it. You understand what I'm saying? Your goal is to come home safe to me. That's your only objective. Do you understand this, son? Yes, sir, I understand that. Okay? So, make it through the incident. Come home to me. I'll deal with that cop and that whole police force personally. You understand? So, hopefully they are never in those situations and positions. But if they are, hopefully they'll heed to that advice and make it home safely. Okay? Now, my son did ask me another question later on that in the evening. He said, Dad, what if a cop killed me? I say, son, that cop gonna die. We have a God-given right to protect our family members. That's not something given to you by the government. That's natural law. But they have forced us to believe as black men, that's one thing we do not have the right to be protective black strong men. You understand? But that ain't something they abide by. You kill one of theirs, they're gonna kill you. They've been doing that shit for years. Matter of fact, back then they would, in this after slavery or during slavery, if they thought you did something wrong or they wanted you to think you did something wrong, they would mob up, come to your fucking house and hang your ass. They didn't give no fuck about no laws. You see what I'm saying? And again, I do not advocate violence, but I strongly advocate self-defense. You understand what I'm saying? You have the natural right to defend yourself and your family with brutal force, deadly force if need be. And see, when people feel this personally, they will respond accordingly. Enough cops start to lose something, like their pension, their livelihood, hell, even their life, they'll straighten the fuck up. They will have no choice but to straighten the fuck up. You understand? But as black men, we have to understand this. We have to get this knowledge in us, because they do not want you to be a protective, strong black man, protecting yourself and your family. That's one of the biggest threats to the system of racism, white supremacy. That is only secondary to a strong black family, because a strong black family will produce black babies. More soldiers on the field for our team. They don't want that. You understand? So, again, I'm not trying to deter anyone from watching this movie. Please support it. Black people made this movie. The black families, they need to eat and possibly make better movies. You understand what I'm saying? Because everything has steps to it. You know, they made this movie. Maybe they'll hear maybe they'll hear this conversation we having and say, hey, we need to make better endings to these movies. We need to start to purge the fear out of our minds. You know? It's a strong possibility. And then you talking to me and I'm talking to you, hell, we start making movies. We can't depend on other people to do the job that comes to our brain. If the universe gave you the idea, that's your idea. Make it happen. You understand? We can't wait for people to do things, you know? Because it ain't their mission, it ain't their goal. They don't see it the way you see it. It's your mission, it's your goal. So if it's been put on you, it's for you. Okay? And I had to, took me a while to understand it. Because I used to beat my head against the wall going, why don't these successful Negroes see these things like I see them? Why don't people like Oprah Winfrey with all her money and resources get on board with this thing? We could fight this thing, you know? Them people got pockets, deep pockets. They don't get no shit about no other black person. They'll do a little, you know, they'll give a little people some stuff here, there, you know, but nothing on a systematic scale. And at this point in my understanding, you can't fight against that. You understand what I'm saying? We just have to do what we need to do when we need to do it. And things will work themselves out. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's very hard for a person who's making money and has things going for them pretty good to risk losing those things, you know? In the system of racism, white supremacy, a successful Negro is a tool used by the racist white supremacist system to further keep the rest of us mentally blinded and fogged. You know what I'm saying? Athletes, entertainers, rappers, movie stars, you know, all of these successful type people in government and in corporate America, they'll parade a successful Negro in front of the whole world so that we'll want to be successful Negroes working for white people, as opposed to successful Negroes working independently amongst ourselves, building empires. See, that they're used as tools. So because they are in the system of racism, white supremacy, they have no concerns for the welfare of the black people as a whole. No, they're only looking out for their own best interests. Now, whether they know it or not, that's just how this shit works. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell, hit all to be notified when I make other videos or go live. But join this movement. Join this movement. What do I mean, join the movement? When you see a video, share it out to the world, on your social media platforms. You are a distribution channel for this information. You understand what I'm saying? Don't sit on it. Don't just hoard it. No. If you don't understand the information, watch it over and over again. Now, to understand this system of racism, white supremacy, I'm going to put a link to Dr. Francis Cress Welson's video in the description so that you can get caught up to speed on the system of racism, white supremacy, because it's very important. This system is killing you slowly every day. It's fucking up your kids' minds every day. You don't know it and you don't see it because you don't even know it exists. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you believe the world is unequal and it's fucked up everywhere. But that video will it's going to blow your mind. It's going to open you up wide. You feel what I'm saying? And you must see this video. If you don't do shit else after watching this video, you need to watch that video. I recommend it highly. It'll be in every one of my videos in the description going forward because that's just how important it is. You understand what I'm saying? But getting back to this video, again, please support the video. Watch it. I mean, the movie. Watch it. You know, pay your money so these people's families can eat and they could possibly make more better movies in the future. Okay? And watch it so you can have your own perspective. Don't take nobody's word for nothing. Always do your own research. That's what I'm trying to tell you, okay? Now, I wrote down a few things, and I'm trying to see if I hit all my points, so give me a second, you know. Oh, and I may have mentioned this, but I'm going to say it again. This movie, it hit its objective because it wanted to open up a dialogue, apparently with racist white America. But it also made a point to, all in all, the message was, yeah, black man, be upset, but do not defend your family. If you do stand up, you will be dealt with accordingly. That was the message, and it has always been the message. You know what I'm saying? And again, I don't advocate violence. I do advocate self-defense to the death. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? And hopefully you do too, because you have a natural right to defend your family, property, and yourself with deadly force if need be. Okay? Always do the wise things and be smart. A cop asks you for things, just give it to him. There's no need to do stupid shit. Survive the encounter. You understand what I'm saying? You are behind enemy lines because in this country, you are a prisoner of war. You don't know that. You don't know that, but you are. You have certain freedoms that make you believe you're free, but you are a prisoner on your own land. Give me a second, I'll prove that to you. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, well, I've talked about the movie. I think I made my point. So I'm going to show you now and prove to you why you are a prisoner of war. Okay? In 1492, Christopher Columbus came to the Americas and started enslaving the indigenous people here, the Aboriginal people in the Americas. He started in the Caribbean islands. 6 months later, the Roman Catholic Church says, you know what? You got the green light. They gave him a stamp of approval. They made a declaration. They decreed that Christopher Columbus had the right to enslave, rape, murder the indigenous Aboriginal people of the Americas. If they do not convert to Christianity, you do what you want with those people. Okay? When you decree something, you're making a declaration. That was a declaration of war on our ancestors. That declaration was never undeclared. America has played a shell game with our identity. We go from being Aboriginal Americans to Indigenous Americans to African Americans to blacks to Negroes to people of color. All of this crazy shit, right? When the whole point in time you are truly just an Aboriginal American. You are the only true American. Now, when Christopher Columbus came to the Americas, he described the people he saw. The explorers before him and after him described the people they saw. The description of the people they saw was so consistent for hundreds of years that definition ended up in a dictionary. And the definition will be found in a dictionary in the year of 1828. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull it up here. 1828 definition of America, of American. I'm going to turn this thing around and we'll read it together. American, a noun, a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper-colored races found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. Copper-colored races. Okay? Now this last sentence is real important because this gets into the identity theft. Okay? But now applies to the descendants of Europeans, them folks, born in America. Okay? Now, 1 cent copper penny made out of copper, and it's damn near identical to the color of the back of my hand. Okay? So, I'm copper colored. You're copper colored. Now, I know we've been made to believe we're black, but black is a color, just like copper colored is a color. So no one technically, very few people are seriously black. My shirt is black. I got a few relatives that might be close to black, like blue black, but brown is a range. We range from light-skinned, damn near white, to mahogany, that's damn near blue black. Our hair ranges from straight to kintinati. Okay? It's a range. But that definition, the year 1828, copper colored, that's brown, that's you and I. Okay? So, you are an Aboriginal American. The Indians in our history book, that's a Mongolian breed of Asian that come across the Bering Straits about 12,000 years ago. That's what leading paleontologists been saying for years. Those folks are Eskimos. Look on your 2020 census. Those folks were Eskimos. They're not the Aboriginal people who were born out of the dirt of this continent. If you go to your 2020 census and find American Indian, in this description it says Eskimo community. Read it for yourself, okay? So, when the Europeans came here and they started to see things, they say, well, you know what? Those Eskimos, we're going to tell people that they're the nation's first people. It's not a whole lot of them, so if we need to, we could just kill them off or put them in concentration camps, reservations, right? The millions of copper-colored people walking around here, brown people look like you and I, our ancestors. We're going to say we brought these people here from West Africa as slaves. Okay? The transatlantic slave trade, the movie Roots, that points to it, was a cover story for a real slave trade, for the real slave trade that took place on this continent. And that slave trade, I'm gonna pull it up as well. And I'll turn the phone around and we'll read it. European colonies purchased indigenous people as slaves as part of the International Indigenous American Slave Trade. International Indigenous American Slave Trade, which lasted from the 15th century, which is the 1400s, to the 19th century, which is the 1800s. See what I'm saying? So that was the real slave trade. Started sooner than 1619, lasted longer. Okay? I talk about that in a couple other videos. So the transatlantic slave trade was a cover story for this slave trade because the European has to have that story in order to steal your identity. Your identity as the only true American, because that definition that we saw a few minutes ago says that, but now applies to the Caucasians born in America. Have you ever noticed that every American has something in front of that American? Asian American, Chinese American, Jamaican American, African American. It's always something in front of American. But Europeans, there is no European American. It's always just a white person is just American. That's why. Identity theft. They have stolen your identity. Ain't that some shit? What the what? You know, I know this stuff sounds far the fuck out, like really the fuck crazy, but I promise you it's true. Join the channel, and watch the videos. Just go back and watch all of them. Shit, you know, on your day. Tomorrow's a holiday. You probably ain't got to work. Just get you some popcorn and just cruise through all of them little videos. Many of them ain't that long. You know what I'm saying? But more importantly, if you're really interested and you want to learn this shit quick, I've got a $49 package that, and what I do, I'll give you a list of videos. It's on a disc, you know, or it could be digitally downloaded. But it's only $49. My email will be in my description, and I can get that to you. Or you can get the same information, but it's in a coaching format. We'll meet for 4 weeks, one day out of each week. We come together. You would have gone over some of those videos. We'll talk about them, chop it up, and then you have homework for the next week, and we'll come together. And by the end of the 4th week, you're 100% solid on all this information. You also learn how to start doing your own genealogy, and that's $199. My goal is to get all of us 100% on board with knowing who exactly the fuck we are. Because until we know exactly who we are, we're going to continue to think we're from Africa, which we are not. We've always been from this continent. Africa produces Aboriginal Africans. Australia produced Aboriginal Australians. America produced Aboriginal Americans. We're different people. There was no mass migration out of Africa. That theory doesn't hold water. You understand what I'm saying? But through the public education system, television, movies, those fucked up Indian movies back in the 60s, 70s about Tonto and Lone Ranger got us all thinking what they wanted us to think. That this land ain't ours. And because we don't think it's ours, we won't fight for it. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about physically fighting with weapons. I don't think that's necessary right now. But if enough of us get on board with knowing who we are, people like you and I will move into key positions automatically. We'll run our communities and families different. We'll move into power. We'll protect our power with force. We'll keep these murderous cops out of our neighborhood. We'll police our own neighborhoods. You see what I'm saying? These are the things that we'll move into just automatically when you operating on the right frequency. And that's what this channel is all about. It's about educating us, and then you all educating your group of people. And like I say, share. Always share. When you get information, share it. Don't hold on to it. That's your job. You are a distribution center for this information. I am a distribution center for this information. We all just linked up. Millions of us bringing this information to our people. Okay? But in order for you to be knowledgeable and to help people, you need to get educated yourself. And you can get this information straight on for like $49. You understand what I'm saying? So, I hope that's anything I said I hope was helpful to you. Because again, we have a lot to do. This channel ain't for entertainment purposes. I'm not a YouTuber. I promise you I'm not. I barely know how to make a fucking video, which is kind of sad. I'm like an old dinosaur, and I do have a background in electronic engineering, but that's way in the past. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I enjoy talking with you folks and educating my people. And I hope you'll pick up this bug and you'll start to want to educate your people, because that's what it's all about, okay? So please like, share, subscribe, donate. I'll put my Cash App information and thing if you feel like if anything I said made sense and you want to help me continue to do this. Whatever you can spare, put it on the Cash App, okay? And again, my email information will be in the description if you want to go PayPal and purchase the $49 or the $199 package. Feel free. Or leave me an email and tell me you want to know more. You know, if you have questions, I'm open. Leave comments. I do check the comments, okay? So hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully it helped you kind of think about things in a slightly different way, okay? So thanks for watching, and be looking out for the next video. Thanks.